Evening all. Great to see you. Thank you for joining me. It's arranging live, so I'm going to be putting together the tracks for the week. Great to see lots of you here. Hope you've all had a great Sunday. Allow me to take a moment to welcome everyone who's here chatting away. And yeah, great to see so many of you at the Sacred Sing this morning. And I've got in the participants list, there may be a few more than this, but hello to Alison, hello to Annalisa, hello to Dorothy, hello Emma, hello Jackie, hello Jean, hello Jill, hello Linda and Linda, hello Lisa, hello Nikki, hello Norb, hello Ruth, hello Susanna, all right Terry, and I'm sure that Helen's here. Hello Helen and Bill and everyone else watching us later on. Welcome to Arranging Live. This is, as I say, this is just me mucking around here on the computer, putting together the tracks of the week. So if you're here expecting singing, it's not that kind of broadcast. And do feel free to drop in and out as you need to. You're all busy people. And someone was asking, is it a bit early for wine? Jackie was saying, is it too early for wine? I don't think so, Jackie. I think we could allow you that. I'm still on the coffee at this point, ladies and gents. Just a little one. Just a soupçon. So thanks, as I say, for being here. It's great. It's always a delight and a surprise to me when people come along and watch me do these things. So the plan of attack for this evening, we have three pieces to have a look at in various forms. The first is the Ash Grove, and there's nothing laid down for that at all. The second is this lovely bit of Purcell, which we'll be looking at on Wednesday, called O Worship the Lord, which is actually a little section from the middle of one of his larger anthems. And then if we have any time, we're going to be looking at this week's mobile masterpiece, which is based on a ringtone called Silk, but more on that in a minute. So let's bring the screen online. So I need to just click a couple of things here and just check, does that work? Can you all see that? I'm just going to pull that to one side. Yes, we can. Marvellous. So I've decided to change the way I share the screen with you all. And this is very much a little bit of a nod to those of you who are making notes as I go in how GarageBand works and what I do. So I hope this helps. And well, we've now got a bit of blank paper syndrome, folks. We've got the Ash Grove to look at now. I've got the words here, and we can have a look at these. And yes, we will be singing in English. I know Dr. Glynn was on screen earlier on, or on the broadcast, but we'll sing in English. Cheers, everyone. Cheers. Cheers, Jackie. Hello, Carolyn. It's great to have everyone here. There we are, in all caps. Yes, do remember, if I don't see you, then just talk to me in all caps, and that, generally speaking, gets my attention. Down yonder green valley where streamlets meander, I do like a nice meandering streamlet, where when twilight is fading I pensively rove, or at the bright noontide in solitude wander, amid the dark shades of the lonely Ash Grove. So I've been thinking throughout the day, just as I tend to do, about what to do stylistically with this one. For those of you that don't know, the tune goes like this. Let's have a bit more volume there, I think, Mr. E, don't you? Just a smidge more volume. How's that? That's how that one goes. So let's have a little bit of just a little meander, like the streamlet. Okay, let's just play. No. Okay, so that's the first half, and I'm just harmonising it as I always do with simple chords. Don't want to go too clever in something like this. So I've got a nice root position chord, and I'm just putting a nice G minor on top of an F there, which creates a very nice kind of sound, which will then move down to the dominant, to chord 4, 1C, 5, 1. Okay, so that's quite nice actually. Now I've already set the time signature to 3/4 because we're in 1 2 3 1 2 3. I'll set the key here to F major, and just checking that we can all see it. Caps, definitely. Hello, Christine, in the car. Lovely to see you. Do concentrate on the road. Hello to Anne. Ash Grove was a camp song complete with descant. Oh, lovely. That sounds grand. So let's record just simple chords. I'm going to deliberately turn the tempo up, so I'm not tempted to put in any notes in between. I just want block chords to give me an outline. So let's just get this going. verse. One more verse. Lovely. Now I know that wasn't played musically at all. That was just played as close to the beat as I could. And in fact, what I'm going to do is just have a look down here. And those of you that have been following along with these sessions will know what I'm looking at here. These are the notes I just played in down at the bottom of the screen. Just let me know. Actually, I'm not going to be able to check if you can see the mouse moving around. You should be able to just make out the mouse pointer, which hopefully will help those of you making notes. So as I click on each one of these notes, I can hear them. It's quite handy if I play a wrong note, when I play a wrong note. So let's take the click out of that for now and just hear it back. Good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this quantize function here. And quantizing just lines the note up to the nearest note. And so I've said 1/8. In fact, I need to select everything. And then say to the nearest quaver, and that hopefully should sort that. Let's have that again. You can see the mouse. Good, good, good. And 2 tone strips. Marvellous. Why do you have to tell GarageBand the key, says Dorothy? That's a really good question, and I will answer that for you in just a minute. Good. So the quantizing just locks everything. Now, Dorothy's question about why tell it the key, it's really quite useful. So if I go up here now and I say, actually, I want to sing in a different key. Let's say I want to put it in E major. I just click E major. And did you see it? I'll do that again. If I go F major, everything shoots up. If I now go down here and say C major, it transposes it automatically to that key. Back to F major. So it is useful to put the key in. If you decide to use any loops, those little blocks of music that GarageBand has with it, if you say what key it is, it'll automatically transpose those into the right key. It's good practice. It's a bit like labeling stuff when you're doing something that needs organization. Okay, so now that's far too fast. We're not going to sing at that speed. It's actually a much gentler song. So let's get a better sense of the tempo. 2, 3, da, da, da. Sorry, it's a little on the stately side. I think I'll sneak that up a little bit. And I haven't put in any kind of intro, so I'll leave 4 bars for that for now. We might have a little bit more. So that's good. That's our template, if you like. So I'm going to have another track underneath, and I've been thinking about a sort of. Those of you that have been singing with me for a while know that we do quite a lot of John Rutter with Choir of the Earth, and he is the master of the kind of tinkly piano accompaniment. If you think of a. So that nice sort of cascading sort of sound, and a tune like the Ash Grove, which has got lots of notes which are 1 beat in length. You know, it's not fast moving. Doesn't have lots and lots of quavers. Bum 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 bum. lots of notes that last one beat, so we can play in between those notes and create something a little bit more textured. And those of you that work with fabric will understand what I mean there. And I just had this little figure that plays with the ninth and then rises. The ninth should fall. It should come down, but actually sometimes it's quite nice to have it rise. Dum, 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 ba, da, da, dum, dum, bum, ba, da, 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 dum, bum. Something like that. So that's what I'm going to have a go at recording. Now I'm going to put the click back on so I can hear it nice and loudly, because having this going on is a little bit tricksy. Put that in that ear. How's everyone going? Going full screen to see better? That's good. Lovely to have so many with us. Hello to Michael. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so let's go. Here's a count in. 2, 3. Out of sync slightly there. I think I put one too many bars in the little link, but that's all right. It was going okay. A couple of little clashes, but nothing will be too offensive to the ear. That was the intro to Ruts, All Things Bright. It was that one. It's for the beauty of the earth. The All Things Bright is that one. Well, that sounds like Beauty and the Beast. Anyway, so how much we get? Okay, so that's the middle section. That's where I went wrong. Okay, so what we do, just cut that out, press record, and play along. Am I doing? So hang on. Okay, so it was right. Something's just going a bit wrong in my head, I think. No change there then. One more time. Dum, 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 dum. but we'll fix that in a minute. Now, one thing you'll notice is that it ends. And what we'll do now is we'll play around with the tempo track, which is up here. And I'm just going to bring that to bear. So I'm going to put the tempo is set at whatever I've said here, 110. Now I've said show the tempo track. I can now play around with this, and let's have that slow down. Now it's here it just means it's going to drop from 110 beats a minute to 95 beats a minute rather precipitously. But if I now drag this, look at that, I can have a lovely tempo curve. Okay, so I want that to slow down even more dramatically, so let's have that slowing happen there. Actually, I'll have it start where it is, and I'll drag this little dot here, so now it goes. Okay, and I want that last note to be even more delayed. Tum, 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 tum. So let's have the whole thing coming down here now. And just a little bit longer on that weight there. I'm a cheesemonger after all. Good. Okay. So that's the overall shape of it all, and let's now have something a little bit more appropriate for the genre, which is to say Welsh folk music. So we're talking about you. I think we need a harp, a lovely, lovely harp. That sounds quite nice. Let's pop into the master track here, and we'll add a bit of reverb and so on. So into my space designer. And I want to use the Quarantine Choir Hall. This is what I put all of our tracks through. And now, oh, isn't that nice? Now I'm going to turn that down a smidge just so it's not overwhelmingly loud. And so all I've done is I've changed the instrument that I recorded on to a harp, and now we heard a dodgy note in there. And we can now see it. There it is. I don't want the D. I just want the C there. Yum da 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 dum da 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 dum. Splendid. Now the sound of the harp is very nice, but it's rather washy and it's interfering a little bit with the electric piano, which is to be expected because I've recorded them at the same octave. So you have a bit of a tendency there for the instruments to sort of step on each other's toes. So I'm going to go into my EQ, which is down here, and I'm just going to put on the analyzer, and I'm going to press play and just have a little listen. And we can see whereabouts. So the electric piano is living sort of around in the lower middle quarter, and the harp is in the same sort of place. So I'm going to just boost this part of the harp, and I'm going to boost this part of the electric piano. Just give them a little bit of differentiation. So the voices aren't directly on top of each other. Good. Okay. I also think I could do with quantizing this. Good, so that's now quantized as well. And let's just have something, I think we need some strings or something in there as well. I don't want to have anything too forceful on this one. It's a very gentle, very sweet little sound. So let's have piano and strings. What's that like? Oh, Richard Clayderman. Good. Now people are asking, why is it called garage band or garage band? It comes from the idea that a lot of pop bands, a lot of rock bands start out in their garage, in their garage. And so this is a piece of software that was developed about 20 years ago to be accessible for anyone and everyone to be able to just grab this and to record themselves at home. It's actually, as you can tell, quite a powerful piece of software. And Apple still give it away free with the Mac and with the iPad, which is fab. Okay, so let's add a bit of strings now. Not from the beginning, you know me. We don't want to give it all away at the start, and we do need an intro for this one. But anyway, so let's just hit record, and we can join in when we feel like it. Where streamlets meander, yard and light is fading, I pensively rove, or at the bright noontide in solitude wander, amid the dark shades of the lonely. Now I think we'll put something in here. Just holding those chords. Still glows the bright sunshine of valley and mountain. Still warbles the blackbird its note from the tree. Still trembles the moonbeam on streamlet and fountain. But what are the beauties of nature to me? With sorrow, deep sorrow, my bosom is laden. All day I go mourning in search of my love. Ye echoes, so tell me, where is the sweet maiden? She sleeps near the green turf down by the ash grove. Turn my acoustic off here. I really do like my new box of tricks down here. By the way, those of you who have been following along and know about this new box, it's got all sorts of features, and now's as good a time as any to share a few. So we do have the Cathedral mode, full on, which is lovely. We've also got a chorus and reverb, delay, and this one here, hang on, rotary one. Now, if I turn up the rotary and turn this up as well, you can probably hear my voice is starting to do this. It's as if the speaker cone is rotating. And if I talk like this, I will sound like a Dalek. Anyway, boys and their toys. Good. Okay, so that's coming together. It's a nice sort of gently lilting sort of piece. Now, we do need an intro. And I think we should have the harp as our intro, so we need a bit of a click, and we need to count in after 3, 2, 3. Good. So that was just a little bit of figuration there. Just a few little notes. 1-8. How's everyone doing in the comments? Good. Sweet song, Whopping Cathedral. Dalek, good. Exterminate, says Glennis. Dits. Now, some of your messages, you might have noticed, don't necessarily appear. And if you write stuff like exterminate, it pops up on my comments with, this message is being held for review. So, yes, that's a new thing that YouTube's bringing in. If you shout exterminate at me, YouTube thinks you're being abusive, which I think is hilarious. Okay. Anyway, right, so let's pop in the first note of each bar here. 2, 3. Except I don't want it on the harp. Let's have it on the piano and strings. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good. Okay. So we're definitely in the right sort of ballpark in terms of cheesiness. And what we need now is we do need something a bit bassier. Need some bass. And we don't want a bass guitar. I think we'll stick with nice strings here. So I'm going to go for my symphony orchestra. And I'm going to go for the strings. Look at all those lovely, lovely, lovely strings. So I've got bass staccato. I've got pizzicato. We could have pits actually. Would that work? Let's just have a little listen. Bit of pits never hurt anyone. I don't know. I think we need to hold the notes. Let's have legato instead. It's all about that bass, says Jackie. No treble. No treble. All about that bass. About that bass. Okay, let's take that back a little bit. What I'm going to do, folks, is because this is sounding fine, we'll do a little bit of work on this last section, but there's something a bit wrong in the middle here. So I think I'll save, and I'll finish that one off a bit later on when we're not streaming and just sort out the thing that's wrong. But yeah, that's not bad, is it? Let's have a listen to it from the start. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab everything and just drag it along just a little bit so it doesn't start absolutely on the button. That's nice. It's a bit on the piano. So rather than start like that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a nice spread chord. Can't beat a nice spread chord. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, it'll actually play a chord that makes sense. One more time. 1, 2, 2, 2, 3. Lovely. Save. Okay, splendid. So you'll hear that in its completed form tomorrow as part of our Songs of the Land. And let's have a look at some Purcell. Now, here is one I prepared earlier. Quick sip of drink. So the piece itself comes from Oh, Sing Unto the Lord a New Song. And do I have it here? Yes, I do. So this is the piece itself. And it is lovely. Oh, Sing Unto the Lord is one of the first pieces of Purcell I ever learned. I think I was 17 and became obsessed with it. Absolutely obsessed. Now, much like the Handel that we did this last week, it is a piece which is in the minor and is slow. If I could just, let's just get this here. So it goes, oh, worship the Lord, oh, worship the Lord, worship the Lord. It's really, really lush and lovely. And what I did earlier today is I recorded the vocals and I recorded the organ part, but I haven't done any mixing or any panning or anything else. I just wanted to make sure that we had the basics of it. So what I'll do, and those of you who are here this evening get a bit of a treat, a bit of a bonus listen before Wednesday. And this is in its unmixed form. Let's have a little listen. It's got a harpsichord at the moment, but it will have an organ.
Worship the Lord. Worship the Lord. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Worship the Lord. Worship the Lord.
Norb's got a question. I'll have a look in a minute.
Of holiness, let the whole earth stand, let the whole earth stand, let the whole earth
Here's that clash.
let the whole earth stand,
Clash. Lovely stuff. Okay. Gosh, I do love that piece of music. So, Norb has a question, and sorry for missing it, Norb. It was already asked before, Ben. When you're conducting Choir of the Earth pieces, do you have the musical notes or these electronic gadgets in front of you? I don't have this in front of me. I don't have the individual sound files. I have all the sound files are just MP3s, which I play through my little device here, my Stream Deck. And just for those of you who know the screensaver, those of you that are fans of Hitchhiker's Guide is Don't Panic, which has been quite useful over the last 2 years. I press the button on here and I have my iPad in front of me, which has the sheet music. So it is pretty much as I would do in front of a face-to-face choir. I don't have this in front of me, no. I think that's a little bit too much. So, okay, so this is not going to take too long, folks. I just need to mix it so that it sounds a little bit more, well, it sounds like it was recorded in a nice big church or a nice big cathedral rather than a bloke sitting in his room. So, first things first, and hopefully you can all see this. So I've got my bass part here. Let's just have a listen to bass, Ben. Here we go.
Oh, worship the Lord.
Good. Now what I've done with the bass is I've boosted a little bit of the low, mid and high. I EQ each of the voices differently. If I click along, if you just look down here where the mouse is moving, you'll see that all of the pots are set to slightly different levels. And that just means that they're not going to sit on top of each other. And this is really important for those of you that do multi-tracking in your own voice. Okay, if you don't do this, your voice will, you'll pick up in the mix, you'll pick up all sorts of harmonics and it'll resonate with itself in a very unnatural way. So you want to just make each voice slightly different, colour it slightly with a little bit of EQ. Not a lot, but slightly different on each voice. So there we are. Now the bass, again, we've done this before. If you imagine you're looking at the choir, in the conductor's spot, the basses are going to be on the right as you look at them, the altos are going to be in front of them, the tenors will be on the left as you look at the choir, and the sopranos in front of them. So basses, I'm going to pan them to 25 to the right, and I'm going to put the tenors and the equidistant minus 25. So if we just listen to those two, and if you're listening on headphones, you'll get that stereo.
Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
All right, now let's put the altos in front of the basses. I'm going to have them slightly further in. So the basses are 25, they're further round. Altos would be at 20 and minus 20 for the sops. And so let's have a listen to them as well. Okay, now all four parts.
Oh, worship the Lord. Oh, worship the...
There There we are. Now, Dorothy's asking, does panning work instead of EQ? You need to do both, Dorothy. You can just get away with panning, but if you haven't EQ'd, if you add any reverb, if you add any space to it, it's just going to resonate in an artificial way against itself. So I always, a tiny bit, that's all you need to do, just nudge it so that it's not all set to the same EQ. Don't leave them all straight. I mean, the rough rule is, if you're recording a bass part, you don't need to boost the low particularly. You want a bit more of the mid and more of the high. The altos tend to not need quite so much mid, because that's that sort of mid range is where they live, and sopranos likewise high, but it's just down to you. So now we've got that in there. I'm going to change the accompaniment part, which at this point was a harpsichord, and I'm going to have a look at the organ. Now we've got various organs. The Baroque organ is a nice one. I think I recorded it on that. Let's turn the piano down so all we get is the organ. So that's quite nice. We've got a bass organ here. It's all about that bass. So there's the bass organ, Cathedral organ. This was the one that I recorded, Be Still My Soul. Lovely stuff. We've got the deep organ. Fabulous. Flute organ. Actually, I quite like the flute organ. Given that this is continue, I think let's see what happens if we have a bit of flute organ on this. Let's have a listen. Okay, let's put that all together.
Oh, worship the Lord. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness.
Okay, fab. So what we've got there, the organ, the reason I've chosen the flute sound is I don't want the organ to overpower the singers. I want them to be providing just that gentle continuo style support. If we were doing something like Crucifixus, you don't want something that's going to be too. So, for example, we've got the toccata organ. Actually, no, it's the wedding organ is the big one. So, yeah, that's really bright and really, really sharp and harsh. So the flute organ is just that much more subtle. Now, the last thing to do, everyone, is to put on the Space Designer. And I'm going to turn this on. We're in the Quarantine Choir Hall. So this gives us a sound delay of just over a second. And I'll turn the dry output. This is just the stuff that doesn't have reverb attached. So a little bit less of the sound close to the microphone, and the reverb output a little bit higher. So that just gives us a nice wash. And how does that sound?
Oh, worship the Lord.
Let's have the score back up. Altos. Oh, lovely flashes. So go. That's the importance of mixing, everyone. You know, what we started with and what we've ended up with sounds completely different, although of course it's all the same stuff. It's just been treated acoustically, so it sounds a bit more natural, doesn't it? So there we are. That's good. That's ready for Wednesday. We're belting through it. So now we come to the last piece I need to have a look at today. And this is where things are probably going to go a little bit off the rails, but all good fun. Cheers. Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you, Terry. Wow, says Linda. That's lovely. I'm glad everyone's all right. Hello to Anna. Hola. Nikki's in her Baroque happy place. Oh, that's fabulous. Emma says, so the alto part is clearly the best. Oh, yes. In Purcell, I mean, you can't go wrong with the alto part. Now, so this last piece is going to be one of our mobile masterpieces. And I do hope you all enjoyed Fetch the Boy. And today, several of you go, grrr, I've just got that out of my head. Today we're going to write, or have a start anyway. We're going to make a start on one based on this rather nice ringtone called Silk. It goes like this. Nice little 4-chord sequence. Okay, and it's very nice. I'm just going to put this back on my regular. There we are. So Silk. We've got 4 chords, and this is fairly typical for modern music. A lot of them are based on the same chords anyway. So we've got C minor. Let's turn that up a bit. A flat, E flat major, and B flat. So we've got that chord, that chord, that chord, and that chord. Now, what I've decided to do is, because I don't know about you, that little, here it is, that little riff which I've got here ready to go. Let's have a listen to it. It sounds very, very stringy. It sounds like it could be a plucked instrument, and to me, plucked instruments these days mean only one thing: time to get the Cantileve out. So let's have a little listen to it. Okay, now we do have... we do have a little issue in that this wonderful, wonderful Cantileve has 5 strings. Now I have been able to, I hope, tune it to a C, E flat, G, B flat, and a C. And what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to have a go at writing a piece called It Comes from Finland. Okay? And of course, I have learned more about Finland in the last 2 years of running these choirs than I'll be honest, I ever knew before. And you know, I'm thrilled to have so many lovely Finnish choristers and Finnish friends. Now, I need to ask you folks out there to do something for me. This song is going to start off talking about the Cantileve. It comes from Finland, so this is the Cantileve. It comes from Finland. Okay, I'm going to write some words that go with it. The second verse is going to be about Sibelius. This is Sibelius. He came from Finland. He wrote great music. That sort of idea. And then the third verse, once it's all sorted, I want to be a sort of celebration of all the great things that we know that come from Finland. Okay, so it's going to be things like Nokia comes from Finland, Angry Birds comes from Finland, Sauna comes from Finland, and so on. So those of you who are here live in the comments, get Googling. I know Susanna has a bit of an advantage, but I want a list, please, of excellent things, exciting, cool, wonderful things that come from Finland that I can then use to write the lyrics, and then we can put that all together in time for Friday. And yes, you might think it's completely mad. I refer you to Fun Friday if you haven't seen it already. So first thing we're going to do is to record along. Moomins! Moomins! Emma, genius. Moomins come from Finland. Fabulous. Let me check everything. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Reindeer come from Finland. Santa comes from Finland. Susanna comes from Finland. Oh, we're going to have a great song on Friday. So first things first, I'm going to record this little riff. And... Good. I think we'll just about get away with that. So here we go. Going to count in. Fab. Now I know those of you listening going, those aren't quite the right notes. Who cares? It fits as far as I'm concerned. Let's just have a little listen. How did that come across? Get rid of that click. That's the point the ringtone stops. I'm not just going to have it going on and on and on and on every time, but I am going to now copy that, and I'm going to put another instance of it when the ringtone next comes back in, and I'll do it again. Oh, we've got 4 verses. Fabulous. So the first one is all about the Cantileve, and so therefore I think the Cantileve should be at the heart of the sound. And so I'm not going to put anything else on with that. What I'm going to do now is to bring in a nice piano. Lovely, Joanna. And we'll have some, I just feel we need some big, actually, I know I've got a Bosendorfer in there somewhere. There we are. Let's have that. That's better. Turbines, they do. Turbines comes from Finland. Niklas comes from Finland. Tango comes from Finland. Ulla comes from Finland. Oh, fabulous. Susanna said, my children call cottage cheese pulled moomin. Thanks for that, Susanna. I've got to have my dinner after this. Okay, so let's hit record and see what happens. So this will be the introduction. This is the Cantileve. It comes from Finland. It had a journey from there to England. Good. Da, da, and da, 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 da. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have done with a click to get that in the right place. So let's have the click. Moomins come from Finland. Come from Finland. Nokia comes from Finland. Good luck getting this one out of your head, by the way, folks. Be still, my soul, the Lord is on my side. I think we can get away with that as well. And now the last verse. Comes from Finland. Comes from Finland. Nokia comes from Finland. Angry Bears comes from Finland. Sauna comes from Finland. Susanna comes from Finland. Turbines comes from Finland. Heart rate monitors. I think we'll just leave that hanging. I did play one particularly horrible note just before the last chord. Too busy giggling and made a mistake. So that's supposed to be an E flat. Same as a D sharp. Good. Right, so we've got a piano. Now, so the first verse is going to be just those tracks. Then the piano comes in. Right, so let's add in another nice instrument. Let's have a dulcimer, just adding a little bit of extra texture. like the idea of a little finishing phrase as well. So here we go. We are finishing it a la fillet glass, so we're not going to complete the chord. Good. Okay, so next, I think we need some vocals. Now, I'm not going to do the main vocals. I'm going to write them throughout the week. I don't want to spoil the entire song for you. But yes, first verse is going to be about the Cantileve, obviously. Second verse about Sibelius, obviously. Third verse will have a list of things. And then the last verse is just going to be calling out this fabulous, I mean, so many fantastic ideas to put in. Where's Nesta when we need her, says Anna. Oh, she'll be around, absolutely. Good. Mika Hakkinen comes from Finland. Oh, yes. Ice Skates, Angry Bird, Nokia. Paavo Nurmi came from Finland. Sisu comes from Finland. Santa comes from Finland. Sauna comes from Finland. Turbines comes from Finland. Susanna comes from Finland. Right, so we've got plenty. But I think we need something. What I need to do is put in a few little backing vocals. Now, for me, there's one particular Finnish phrase which has come to symbolise everything that's great about our choir. And so I'm going to put this in. All right, bear with me a minute. Hey, Lulia, and I'll do it again here at the end of the verse. Hey, good. And again here. Hey, well guessed, everyone who saw that one coming. Harmony now. Harmony, can't just leave it there. So. Hey, first note a bit dodgy, but I'll sort that out later. And again. Hey, Excellent. Now, we managed, I'm just going to turn this off for a second. We managed earlier on to discover that Be Still My Soul just happens just about happens to fit if we go, be still my soul, the Lord is on thy side. It's cheeky, but I think we can get away with that. So this verse about Sibelius, we're going to put a bit of Be Still My Soul into it. Be still my soul, the Lord is on thy side. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so then just the last verse, we bring it all back together. And I haven't panned this at all. This is all still very rough, but hey, here we go. No, one more time. Be still my soul, the Lord is on thy side. Bear patiently the cross of grief obey. Be still my soul, the Lord is on thy side. This is very cheeky, and I'm very grateful to Susanna for not in any way being offended. This is meant with so much love to everyone there in Finland, all of my wonderful Finnish choristers. So we've just panned that, and it's great, but it really needs some bite. So I've got my guitar here, and I don't know, I feel a bit of distorted guitar coming on. So I've heard some great Finnish death metal groups. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to, first of all, we're going to add a little bit, just a little bit of crunch. I'm going to turn this down because that will always sound grotty. Now, I was playing around earlier on and I found this sound. That's the stuff. There we are. See, now I take out the main mic, which you're picking up. So you heard all of that. You heard all the acoustic for inside the room. If we just get what GarageBand recorded. Now that little note at the top of the dulcimer is going to wind me up. Dum, dum. I don't like that. There we are. So let's have a listen. Comes from Finland, it comes from Finland. Sauna comes from Finland. Moomins come from Finland. Turbines come from Finland. Nokia comes from Finland. Angry Birds comes from Finland. Sibelius comes from Finland. Cantileve comes from Finland. Susanna comes from Finland. Hanu comes from Finland. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming, as always, to my breakdown on a Sunday night. Ooh, that's fun. I'm going to keep working on that throughout the week. Thank you for all of the suggestions. That's a fantastic list. I shall go through and write the lyrics. There will be, I'll add a few more little bells and whistles, but that is the basic shape of it. Let's have a little listen from the very start. This is the new mobile masterpiece, which everyone will hear properly on Friday. And as I say, hope you've enjoyed it. Here we go. This is the Cantileve, it comes from Finland. It had a long journey from there to England. It's played with 5 strings, it sounds amazing. It da-da-da, need to write the rest of the words. This is Sibelius, he came from Finland. He wrote great music, a great tradition. He wrote da-da-da. I'll need to write some more words. Any suggestions gratefully received. Be still my soul, the Lord is on my side. So, here are the Moomins, they come from Finland. Here is Moomin Troll and Soup Dragon. So I think we need to have a Moomin verse. That's definitely gone quite dark, isn't it? Okay, please rap. Oh, I don't think so. Alright, here we go. Moomins comes from Finland. Kimmings comes from Finn, Turbines comes from Finland, Sauna comes from Finn, Sibelius comes from Finland, Santa comes from Finland, Ulla comes from Finland, Santa. Reindeer come from Finland, comes from Finland. Brilliant. Okay, thank you ever so much, everyone, for being here this evening. I do hope you've enjoyed it. That's 3 tracks we've gotten either finished or certainly very much on the road. So tomorrow, let's go full screen. Tomorrow, of course, we will be back and we'll be sharing that lovely Ash Grove along with a lot of the other lovely pieces we often sing, things like Over the Hills and Far Away and John Barleycorn and so on. Wednesday will be that gorgeous bit of Purcell, and then this mobile masterpiece which you've just heard come together, and thank you for all of your suggestions. We'll be singing that one on Friday. Good luck getting out of your head for the rest of the evening, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Lots of love to all of you. Let me just quickly pop in the comments and see how everyone's doing. Jackie's saying, Ben, have you been on the whiskey? Not yet, Jackie, sadly, but it'll come. It should have. We love Finland. I think that's a brilliant idea, Dorothy. We absolutely have to do that. So next time you hear this ringtone, yes, Jane, you're absolutely right. This band is Lordy. They came from Finland on Eurovision. Hallelujah. Fabulous. This is nuts and I love it, says Nikki. Well, there we are. Welcome to Homechoir. See you soon, everyone. Lots of love and take care. All the best, folks. Bye-bye.